Hello everyone. My name is Art Russell. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share some information that I hope will help you live more abundantly in every aspect of your life. I realize that sounds like a big claim, but I hope that you won't underestimate the potential for that occurring. The information is related to lasting happiness and recognition of our true self, which are actually synonymous. So let's begin. To gain a deeper understanding of the consciousness-only model of reality, we must know how it works. The simplest way is to begin with consciousness, because it's all that is, and therefore all that's real. From that point of consciousness only, for the one to experience itself as an other or apparently other, such as Art Russell, it can only do this through the powers of imagination. It must dream itself as other and then dive into that world of imagination to experience itself through the perspective of a person. This is deeply related to the inscription on the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, Greece. I'm sure that many of you are aware of it. The inscription is, "Know thyself." Now, this obviously doesn't relate to knowing our person more intimately. It doesn't mean knowing my exact height and weight and ancestry. That's not what the inscription relates to. It relates to knowing our deeper, essential nature, which I'm suggesting is consciousness. The title of this video is borrowed from part 20 of The Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel. Now, I found this book fairly early in my spiritual journey and journey about learning about the law of attraction, and I found it a very challenging read. But there's one section, one passage that I'm going to read from it today that I hope will be useful to you. Here it is. The spirit of a thing is that thing. It is necessarily fixed, changeless, and eternal. The spirit of you is you. Without the spirit, you would be nothing. It becomes active through your recognition of it and its possibilities. You may have all the wealth in Christendom, but unless you recognize it and make use of it, you will have no value. So with your spiritual wealth. Unless you recognize it and use it, it will have no value. The one and only condition of spiritual power is use or recognition. There's more, but I think we're wise to leave it at that for today in this video. Now, our conditioning as apparent humans on Earth is very different, isn't it? We've been conditioned to believe that we are a body-mind person. So as we live our lives, we naturally seek happiness through apparent objects and activities. Now, at first, that may seem useful. We may believe that the new car or spouse or house or degrees or foods or travel is going to fulfill us. But for most of us, we finally wise up. We learn that another bag of chips really isn't going to do it, nor is 10 ice cream cones, because that only leads to needing 20. And then to gain our happiness, we have to lose the weight that we gained by consuming those ice cream cones. And this is what leads to all forms of addiction. That Friday night meeting with our lover. Yes, it can be exciting and it can seem fulfilling, but in time, we'll find that the activities that we used to engage in just don't bring that same happiness that we're seeking. What I'm suggesting in this video is that because we had to forget our true nature to take this apparently human journey, what we're actually seeking is to know ourselves. With realization, we feel fulfilled again from within. That's why the Bible has the passage about seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. In other words, we'll know that we're already fulfilled. We won't be seeking it in apparently outer activities or objects. Now, I'm not saying that we won't engage in those activities anymore, but we'll wisely know that we can enjoy them, but not be dependent on them for our happiness. All of us have experienced this directly. How long do we get the energetic kick from the new car? Even if it's a used car. We think, oh boy, I've got that now. But then, because the apparent external is always changing, that car will break down, or the spouse or lover that we were so enthralled with leaves. Can another drink really bring that lasting happiness? And I think that most of us will answer no. This is why I've shared that lasting happiness and knowing our true self is the fulfillment that we're seeking. Now, you may ask, so how do we know that true self, Art? We don't have to study it. We need to turn our attention inward to the knower of apparent experience. And I think that many of you will be surprised to find that it's limitless, boundless, indivisible awareness, and it's eternal. It's happy just by being itself. If you've enjoyed this video or found it helpful or useful, I invite you to share, subscribe, and like. More information is available through my free articles at thinktwice.me and also through my book entitled This Taste of Flesh and Bones, available from Amazon. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing all of you again soon. Bye for now.